Yeah, good thing you mentioned that.
Yeah. So pwede kang magtotropa and then you buy product or you get cards for your team, for your squad. Tapos bubuo kayo ng sarili ninyong decks amongst each other.
And actually, what we're trying to do in Playcafe is try to build kahit ano lang, mga mid-tier or maybe we'll try some good tier standard decks that you could borrow as well.
Welcome to another episode of the games we play. We're at Playcafe, of course, and we're back to where we began. Where are my manners? Ako nga pala si Leo, and in our first episode, we had this very man to talk about the love and the world of Magic the Gathering. Ngayon, uulitin natin, but for a very specific topic, let's all welcome Sir Arvin Yabut. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Tama ba ako? Like, we were the first episode, right?
Yeah, we were the first episode. I think it was an overview of Magic and all the great stuff about Magic.
Parang tagal-tagal na nun ah.
Yeah, oo nga eh. There were so many episodes that...
Pero bilang lang
Yeah.
naman yung episodes, but again, that's just
Yeah.
how rich the world of gaming is.
Yeah.
Speaking of, today we're talking about Standard, which by the way is a new way to play Magic the Gathering here at Playcafe. Playcafe is located in Upper McKinley in Tuscany. So we're open from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m., but on weekends, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
to 2 a.m. Free parking everywhere. Alam nyo na yun. Talk to us about Standard. How can we play Standard here at Playcafe?
So actually, we've recently launched Standard. Before it was Morph Commander, EDH, CEDH,
Duel.
Duel Commander, and even Legacy. But it was actually we were trying to look for the players. You know, it's like, hey, where are you guys playing? You know, maybe you could also come over, drop by, and you know, we're going to schedule something. So originally it was Wednesday, but then we tried to figure out where players are more comfortable playing in terms of the
So
schedule.
now, ito mo kanina, we want to do Standard Showdown Saturdays.
Yes,
Okay,
we
so-
want to do Saturdays.
Saturdays 4 p.m. But this week, when this episode comes out, may iba yun because we have store champs. We'll talk about that later on. First off, ano nga ba yung Standard? Diba? Kasi a lot of people now, again, I think half the people I know got into Magic very recently through Commander, which
Yes.
is the number one format in Magic right now. Pero yung Standard, it's not the first format, pero yun yung flagship ni Magic talaga eh, di ba? Like that's where it should begin.
Yeah.
So Standard was also called, magkakalataan yung mga tito, was called Type 2.
Yeah. yeah. Actually, when I started playing Magic, Type 2 was just recently announced, I think. There were cards in, I don't know, we called it Type 1, yung mga old, mga ano na.
So Type 1 is vintage? Or legacy yun?
More of legacy.
So
I would
1.5
think.
si extended.
1.5, yeah. There was this extended. After they released Type 2, I think there came out 1.5.
Okay, kasi, so it was 1, 2, tapos bilang,
1.5.
Ah, okay.
We have too many sets. Then
Oo.
let's come up with another format.
parang sayang di sila nilalaro.
Yeah,
okay, so
yeah.
that's the story of why it's called Type 2.
Yeah,
And then they
Type 2.
reworded it to Standard.
Correct,
Which
correct.
is, the rest is history. So Standard is the format in Magic the Gathering wherein they take the most recent sets from the past 2 to 3 years alongside a core set. Tapos yun yung card pool ninyo. I can hear all of the Magic players who just got in through Commander saying, ano, may mga cards na bawal laruin? What? I can't play with...
Yeah,
This is what competitive Magic was meant to be.
Yeah.
So ito yung dinesign ni Wizards. So this is like, again, besides the legacy formats, besides the non-rotating, modern, iba?
Pioneer. There was this Pioneer.
historic, frontier, whatever all of these are. Ito yung parang, in my opinion, ito yung most accessible.
Yeah, that's correct. I think because all the sets are mostly available there in standard format. Yeah.
The only issue is, you have to accept it, no? Your cards will rotate, but that is for the health of the game. That makes sure lang na you get fresh cards, you get a fresh experience, and you evolve with the game. Before we move on and talk about like what's happening now, balikan natin. Titos of Magic, you guys can chime in. What are your favorite standard seasons? Kasi some of us have been playing for a while. Arvin, what is yours?
I would say somewhere between maybe 2011 when they released Scars of Mirrodin, there was this new Phyrexia and Mirrodin Besiege.
Kasabay nito yung the set prior was Zendikar Block.
I think so, yeah.
So Zendikar Block plus Scars.
Yes, yes. I think during that time, I found yung Hawk Ward very interesting. The one with the Tempered Steel, Glint Hawk yata, and
The
then
Mem Knights.
Ornithopter, Mem Knights,
Oh,
yeah.
the little-
Zero to cast. Like, I'm gonna put down all my cards na ganyan. So yeah, I found it interesting.
That was that's the silver lining of that standard. For those of you all don't know, dun din lumabas yung tinatawag nilang Caw Blade.
Oh, yeah.
Na may Squadron Hawk,
Grabe.
all of the freaking swords, and Jace the Mind Sculptor,
That
and
is so crazy.
Stone Forged Mystic.
Stick.
Doon ko nasabi na I survived that standard. And doon ko nasabing mahal ko talaga yung Magic because I'm still here. I'm still
Yeah.
playing Magic after that storm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Ako, my favorite would be the one slightly after that. Yung nagpang-abot yung Scars and Innistrad.
Oh.
Again,
okay.
ang pangit ng feeling kasi ng Cobblade. So nung nawala yung Cobblade, like, yes!
The band, no?
Yeah.
Jace, I think Jace, the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah,
and,
wala na sila.
Stoneforge, yeah.
Yeah, so what I fell in love with was Innistrad because Innistrad was such a flavorful set, right? Innistrad was also such a powerful set, and it was a set that was printed very uniquely.
Yeah.
Parang yun na yata yung huling short scale printing or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
Oo, so parang after that, Magic blew up. So that was like the last time you could say hipster ako. Kasi parang nag-iba yung Magic then at the time. But
Yeah.
what I was playing then was Solar Flare.
Solar
Which is basically Reanimator Control. Snapcaster
Wow.
Mage.
Oh.
Unburial Rites. Sun Titan. Grave Titan. Frost Titan. Yun lang yung parang
That was the season of the Titans when
Yeah.
they released Innistrad.
ano yun, timely and reinforcements. Like, okay,
Oh.
I'll go down to 6 and I'll gain life. I'll get 3 soldiers, go. And then Snapcaster Mage, Mana Leak. Like,
Yeah.
kadiri eh. Ponder, preordained. Like,
Yeah.
pero that was my standard memories. That's what I fell in love with. Kayo, what did you guys look back at? Walang wrong answers dito. Let's talk about now. All right? In case people want to roll up to Playcafe and play standard here, what can they expect? Like, what is the reason they should come? Or even try it, you know?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of players who are maybe folks who came back to standard, folks who are trying standard, and folks who have been playing standard. So I think it's a whole different personas, no? So it's very interesting. You see a lot of meta. You see rogue decks. So you learn a lot actually. It somehow gets you prepared for the big tournaments if you're in a competitive type.
And I think that is who we're trying to call out to. Sa totoo lang, a lot of us, like even the Commander burnouts, yung mga naglaro ng ibang laro, like Beyblade or like friggin' Cookie Run, whatever, we all
Yeah.
started here. We all kind of
Yes.
experienced what it's like to play a 60-card format in Magic. So, pag bumalik ka and you join us for a random standard showdown or like
Yeah.
whatever other standard events we have, babalik yung feeling eh.
Yes, definitely.
I get that feeling whenever I play Arena.
Uh-huh.
Pero halfway lang. Iba kasi talaga yung digital and physical. I miss that.
Yeah, same. I think a lot of people play Arena just to test their decks before buying for the standard, before they form their own standard deck. Physical. Iba pa rin yung feeling eh when
Yeah.
you play yung physical, face to face.
Yeah, let that be the first tip. No, parang a halfway point to joining us and actually getting a standard deck is play Arena.
Yeah.
It's free. Diba? Put it on your PC. It's free. If you know how to do it in the Philippines, diba? Put it on your Android phone. Di ko alam kung paano siya gawin sa iOS eh. You have to change your store or whatever.
Yeah,
Your
something
place,
like that.
your app store. But dun kayo gumawa ng standard deck kasi ang dali niyang gawin. You can free to play MTG Arena. I'm free to play MTG Arena.
Definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
like magti 3 years na yata ako eh.
Grind lang.
Gems.
Oh yeah. You could also play draft and also all the other stuff, right? So
And if it feeds your standard itch, edi okay na yun. But for those who want more, and you want to meet others who are into standard, that's when you come in, right? So let's say you're sold, diba? Parang,
Yeah.
Leo, Arvin, stop. You don't have to tell me that standard is good. How do they start? Like, where do they begin?
Maybe every time I try to look into a format or I check out a deck, well, I go honestly to YouTube and then
Tingin ng tier list.
yeah, what's this
Oo.
list and maybe MTG top 8 or I look at the meta. I'm going for the the tier 1 decks muna so that I could easily learn it. See, I would know what to expect then when I try to compete with other decks. No? So
And that's what's interesting. Because when you say top tier decks, tier S, tier 1s, one would assume na mahal yan. Because again, demand and performance drive up prices. But here's the thing. In every single standard format I've ever played, parating may red deck wins.
agree.
Parating
there
may
you go.
weird 1 or 2 color aggro deck.
There you go.
That just works.
Yeah.
So you don't always have to go for the friggin' 4 color, 5 color domain control type of situation. In this format, ano yun for you? What is that like affordable or budget standard deck that you would suggest?
So I can't agree with you more. It's definitely the mono red. It has been and will always be the one of the cheapest decks and one of the strongest as well. So
Guilty as charged. Yun ang, that's what I use in Arena. And you know what? In the next week or so, I'm gonna build it on paper. Para mapaglaro tayo dito. I'll join the standard showdowns, whatever the next big event is, even after the store champs, like we can try that too. Wala na, alam na nila. Like they're gonna put stuff in their. Well, you always board against red anyway. Like
Yes,
you always
yes.
make sure you have an answer.
Yeah.
But okay, if in case people are just randomly cracking packs, di ba? Like kunyari, nandito sa store and then like, I want to buy 2 or 3 packs, whatever. What should they get to maybe slowly build up a standard collection?
wow.
Here are the choices, all right? Standard currently, as of recording, we are in early May, mid-May of 2025. Standard is currently Magic Foundations, which is legal until 2029.
Wow.
Ito yung core, ito yung sabi natin core. And then, for like a month or 2, legal pa ang Dominaria United up until Target Dragonstorm. Like that is the run of the sets na pwede natin pagpilian, which I think
Right.
all of this or a majority of this is available in store.
Yep.
What packs or what sets should I look at?
I think it depends. No? It depends on what deck you want to build. What deck it suits your personality. If you like aggro, if you like mid range, if you like control tempo. So it depends. So there's a whole set of meta there that you can consider.
If you're looking for a specific card, ikaw, what are you looking for these days?
I'm always biased to going for Aether Drift because I can't get enough of stock up.
Stock Up is a weird uncommon. That is a 3-drop that basically is like a baby factor fiction.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough is super expensive for an uncommon and it's very hard to find. Parang
Yeah.
ilang Aether Drift bundle ang binuksan ko. Isa lang yata o dalawa lang stock up ko.
Yeah.
So you can always have more, diba? Like
Yes,
you'll want a play set or something for your standard deck, and then you'll also want 1 or 2 for your commander decks.
Yeah.
So that's you. Ako pick ko.
Yeah. So many, no?
Because again, this is weird. Looking back at the standards we love,
Uh-huh.
your 2011, my 2012,
Yeah.
2 big blocks lang yun eh. Ito, there's like,
How? Yeah.
dude, that's like
Grabe.
2.5 dozen, or 1.5 dozen
Yeah.
standard sets.
I think that's a good thing about standard na today, no? Kasi the rotation is 3 years at least, but 5 years for foundation. As compared before, I guess it was just 1 year, and then
Something
You have
rotates.
to sell your cards na.
2
because
years,
it-
something rotates.
Yeah, something. 2 years. Yeah.
I would say Target Dragonstorm. Kasi number
okay,
one,
it's the latest.
it's
Yeah.
very good for commander. So if you're a commander player anyways, ang dami mo akong pyesa.
Yeah.
And then number 2 is, compared to everything else, it'll stay until 2028.
Yeah. Wow.
Isang taon lang yun lamang ni Foundations. I think a good second for me would be Foundations. Like I would also just get random Foundations product, and then who knows like what I can build from that.
Yeah.
Yun.
Correct.
So, guys, once you get over that hurdle of understanding that your cards are only up to a certain point. Again, 3 or 4 years, right? That's it. Like that's more than half the battle. Mag-enjoy ka na lang.
Yep.
Yeah, which is basically a big part of why people find standard fun is the competition. When we have our deck finally, meron tayong red deck wins, or some would call it Mardu or Rakdos. Kasi sometimes they blend it. They do Boros, red, white, black, red, white. If you built your aggro deck, or I don't know, you afforded, what are you playing?
Standard now.
Yeah.
The Demir Aggro Tempo.
Which is also like a high tier deck, right? It's very strong.
I think so. Yeah.
You
Sort of.
built that, mahal ba yun?
Yeah. Maybe the Kaito and a little bit of Enduring Curiosity. Okay lang. Not as expensive as the other decks, I guess.
Not as painful as the parts of like the domain control that.
Yeah, grabe.
Okay. If you built your deck already, what can people expect in competition? Paano ba? Is it best of 3?
Best of 3.
Okay,
It's
so-
best of 3.
Nothing changed, guys.
No,
It's
yeah.
best of
Same.
3 with a 15 card sideboard.
With a 15 card sideboard, that's correct. Yeah. Same as the other formats, Pioneer, Modern,
Legacy.
Legacy.
Yeah.
But just more accessible cards for Standard.
And games go fast because again, it's 20 life, 15 card sideboard. If you sweep your opponent, you're good.
Yeah.
Diba? Now, how do you prepare for the field? Diba? We already mentioned 3 big decks, right? The mono red, the mixed mono red, which is basically just still aggro. Demir aggro or tempo.
Demir Aggro Tempo.
What other decks are out there?
I think there's latest was a Jeskai Dragons. Huh?
Shiko.
Shiko.
Oo.
Yeah, Shiko. Yeah. Sorry.
Taga na yata eh. Taga Kamigawa si Shuko.
Oo nga.
I might be wrong too. but- Yeah.
Been stressed with Nadu.
So Shiko
Shiko.
is like a Jeskai dragon.
It's I think that's a legendary creature. Yeah.
So siya yung parang boss monster nun.
Sort of, but
Okay.
it casts a card in the from the graveyard, and normally when I play, I get the lightning helix to my face.
And then,
That's it.
So,
Yeah.
ano siya, value, like a mid-range.
Value, yeah, sort of mid range, I guess, because it has 3 colors to cast,
So
and then 1
have,
color less.
you have all of the tools.
Yeah.
You have all of the tools of red,
So
white,
they
and
have to
blue.
ramp first. Yeah.
Okay, so there's Jeskai dragons. I've heard a lot about Jeskai Omniscience or just Azorius Omniscience.
Yeah, there's this Zorius Omniscience.
May
with
combo decks, guys. There's a combo deck in standard.
Yeah.
It's not a sure win, but it has what's it called? Abuelo's.
Wells Awakening.
Yun. So that's a card from Ixalan wherein it takes a enchantment from your graveyard and turns it
Into
it animates it.
Yeah.
So basically, itapon yung Omniscience and then back. That's it. Back.
Yeah. Usually they have this. They reanimate Omniscience, and then it's a 1/1 flying
Yeah.
spirit yata, and then they cast another Omniscience to protect just in case someone
Yeah.
might kill the 1/1, and then that's it na.
You
It's
go from there.
history.
They were like,
Yeah,
if your spells are free, like what's stopping you?
Yeah.
But I suck at it, by the way. Binuo ko sa arena, and then hindi ko alam paano siya laruin. So I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Pero guys, imagine playing that on paper. Oh my God, what a
Oh,
flex.
that is
What a
crazy.
flex. So you're just looking at your opponents like, tapos ka na, hindi pa po.
Solitaire.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a lot of these things are still possible on paper. I'm hearing a lot about this thing called the Cory Steel Cutter. Ano yun? Tama ba?
That is.
Cory Steel Cutter nga.
Yeah, that is OP. I think that is OP. I think that's why Is It Prowess came to the top.
Oh, so that's another deck.
Tier
Is
one.
it Prowess?
Is It Prowess? Yeah.
Okay.
So the I think the setup is they cast a lot of cantrips. Cantrips like yung Opt, yung mga Slate of Hand or yun ba yun?
Yeah.
Slate of Mind. Sorry, I can't remember. And then until they keep on digging up until they get the Cory Steel Cutter. And then yun na, they cast it on the second spell.
Thank you,
There's a
Jock.
monk that has haste and prowess. So
It's gross.
crazy.
It's gross.
Yeah.
So it's just value. Like you have an army in a can. Tapos,
Yeah.
you play 4 of these bad boys.
Yeah.
Pa, 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 pa.
Yeah, that's it.
And they have prowess. The monks it spits out as prowess.
Yeah.
How is this 2-drop? How is this 2-drop?
Yeah, and so that's why I have to be careful when I try to cast
Gross.
cut down, I have to check if
Thank you.
that player has still available mana.
Freaking monk has prowess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the monk. Yeah, yeah.
So you have to watch out for your removal, your cut down.
Yeah, kasi it might when it goes to 3-3.
It goes bigger than 5. The
Wala
total
na.
like
Yeah.
toughness and power that okay. So
Yeah.
that also is what opens up in the realm of standard, no? Parang may pros din naman kasi guys yung smaller hero, yung card pool.
Yeah.
By having a smaller card pool, you're aware of what's possible. Hindi siya parang commander na, ay, pwede pala yun. I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't aware
Ay,
of
may
the...
ganon.
I wasn't aware of the 30 years worth of cards. Dito, it's like, this came out 6 months ago. Oh. Diba?
Yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah.
It can be chess-like in that sense.
Yes, it is more of like that.
Okay. What's one more deck maybe that people should be aware of?
Maybe I would want to re-emphasize the mono red aggro because of the streaming nemesis. Sometimes they do burst lightning on
Yep.
on their own.
I shock my own streaming nemesis, sir. Guilt is charged. So yun, streaming nemesis is a cool 3-drop, 3/3 haste. If it's dealt damage, it shoots that damage back to any target. And if an opponent is dealt damage this way, they can't gain life.
Yeah,
Ever.
basically, yeah.
Power move, whenever I drop
it.
my nemesis, tas may 1 ako for shock.
Yeah. So goodbye, unholy annex life gaining.
Yeah. So these are the card interactions that define what standard is like. Would you say the standard metagame is healthy right now?
I think it's a bit skewed, to be honest, with the core because of the Corey Steel Cutter. Some people are thinking that it might get banned soon, but
Ganun siya kalala?
I guess people are abusing it
Or
a lot.
is it a
but,
matter of lulutuin lang? Kailangan lang i-figure out like how to beat this thing.
Pwede. I think people started to put braids on it, braids on their sideboards.
Oh, Brazen standard now?
Yes.
okay,
It's
cool.
still on standard. Or some already put it in their main boards.
Which is okay because that's a removal spell.
Yeah, it is. Correct. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's
Okay.
possible.
So,
Definitely.
if y'all want to be the one to solve this Corey Steel Cutter situation, get back into standard, all right? Where we're summoning all of y'all titos of magic and titas. I think this is a cool way to also like, ewan lang, I'm on a competitive streak. This is also a way to like unlock your inner shark. Kasi kapag commander kasi, parang you're forced to be chummy, you know?
Well, you're going all political.
There's a social contract.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
social contract in standard is I beat you. Di ba?
That's
Yun
it.
yun eh. Oh, like,
There's no other contract.
no
that exists.
mercy. Like, you know.
Yeah,
Kapag hindi nag-play ito yung kalaban. So, that is basically what standard is like. Still a lot of sets that are in the rotation. Word of warning, Dominaria United to March of the Machine and Aftermath, yan yung on the way out in like 2 months.
Yeah.
So just watch out for that. That is what I would avoid. Any word of warning for our friends who might want to get into standard?
Just
Or tips?
Just keep on playing, I guess. Keep on playing. I would suggest try Arena before you buy
First.
enjoy Arena first. You would experience a lot of different meta there. I think there's a huge difference between Arena meta and the actual
Yeah,
because of the
kasi-
BO3.
Correct.
Yeah.
BO3 and BO1.
BO3 and
Yeah,
BO1.
you can just punch out games on Arena,
Yeah.
which is why red deck wins and aggro decks are so good there.
Yeah.
A tip for paper magic or standard, in general. Card pooling.
Yeah, good thing you mentioned that. Yeah.
So pwede kayo magtotropa and then you buy product or you get cards for your team, for your squad, your group. Tapos bubuo kayo ng sarili ninyong decks amongst each other. Because again, I understand that budget might be tight and you all don't want to invest in like one deck each na lahat yun lalaroin nyo and hindi naman lahat parati kayo pwede maglaro, di ba? So if you feel like, you have to respect each other's grown-up time and understand na sometimes may trabaho yung iba, may family affair, or may responsibilities.
Yeah.
Borrow a deck or pool in with somebody and say, I'll buy a few cards, can I borrow the deck for this day? Ganyan.
And actually, what we're trying to do in Playcafe is try to build kahit ano lang, mga mid-tier or maybe we'll try some good tier standard decks that you could borrow as well. so that you would be able to play.
Yeah, this unlocks a term that you don't ever hear in Commander, or at least not as often. Piloting. Diba? When you're a good pilot, that changes the game. Like you can have like a deck na hindi
Sobra.
sa'yo, pero ang galing mo na naaral mo siya and you know the matchups and you perform, you win prizes.
Yeah, definitely.
You become known in the community. Which, by the way, these are the prizes you can get when you partake in Standard Showdown and the store champs. Ano to mga to?
Yeah, so let's take a look at them. So I think for the standard showdown, when you win, you get this BL foil.
Exclusive snakeskin veil,
Exclusive snakeskin veil.
which is standard still,
Yeah,
and
standard.
a Commander staple.
Yeah. It's a commander staple then.
A lot of Voltron decks or like random green
Yeah.
decks that like to protect their commander.
Yeah.
Basic.
So I think there's also a meta somehow in standard who uses Gruul aggro, wherein they want to protect the damage that they're going to deal to their opponent. Snakeskin veil. That is the key.
It's pretty.
So that is for the standard showdown,
Okay.
which is every Saturday.
Okay.
Okay, and then we have the upcoming store championships, which is on May 18
So this weekend then,
this weekend, this
Okay.
Sunday.
As of recording, May 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So I think maybe let's look at this one, the
Participation.
gleeful participation. Yeah. So this is the gleeful demolition. It's one of the staples in Boros.
Yeah.
Boros aggro.
Yeah, you smash one of your like dumb artifacts that you just made from out of nowhere, like a clue or something, or
Yeah,
a food.
yeah.
Thus you make 3 goblins, or you destroy the Cory Steel Cutter. Solved.
Good idea. Yeah. Maybe the reason why Wizards of the Coast is trying to
push it.
this,
Oh.
baka it's coming back.
Well, ang interesting naman ng solution na yan because if I'm not mistaken, this came in that new Phyrexia set, right? Or saan ba galing yan?
Yeah, samba.
Oo. Pero paikot na yata yan eh. Pa-rotate na yata yan, but I don't know. I could be wrong, but still, it's a pretty card.
Yeah.
I think for the first time,
One to cast, Grabe. Destroy an artifact already.
Okay, it's still Phyrexian goblins. Okay, I thought it was like normal goblins from elsewhere.
Yeah. And I think if you're going to destroy your opponent's artifact, you
Wala lang.
don't need to. They don't
Nothing.
need to create the 100
Nothing. Yep,
artifact.
it came in Phyrexia.
Yeah.
All will be one. Yeah,
And then if you get top 8,
top 8.
you get this charming scoundrel.
Charming Scoundrel, alternate art. Exclusive for store champs.
Yeah.
Ito. Red deck wins staple. For some red deck wins, because that's how big the pool for red deck wins is now. You can make decks that don't run Charming Scoundrel at all, and it'll still be valuable when you want to switch. So
Yeah. So a lot of people put a wicked roll and then they use it for bargaining.
Yeah.
They sacrifice the roll.
Or just keep it on and just hit with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Solid.
And of course, we have for the champion.
Pag champion.
Yeah, we have Godric Cloak Reveler.
Godric Colt Rever. So this is another staple. Parang ito yung curve topper mo when you're in this version of Red Deck Wins. It's still standard, by the way. They go together. So Matic, top 8 ka, you get this.
Yeah.
Well, if you win the whole damn thing, you get all 3.
Yes, correct.
Ayun,
Exactly.
So Godric is like a
I think that was released in
Wilds.
Wilds.
Yeah, so silang dalawa Wilds, and then this is New Phyrexia.
Yeah.
All will be one. Phyrexia all will be one. There you go. Not New Phyrexia.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
New Phyrexia is a 14-year-old set. Like,
And I think that one thing that's interesting here in Godric, there's this celebration. No? That's the name of the ability.
turns into a dragon.
Yeah, it turns into a dragon. And we have Tarkir, which is also part of the standard, wherein you could use it to behold.
Dapat, this card says, if you behold a dragon, suddenly he's a dragon.
Yeah.
I never thought of
I don't know, maybe
that interaction, so pwede yun.
Yeah.
So baka bumalik, there might be cards that
maybe.
return and it revives this version of Red Deck Wins, which again, shows that there is diversity in standard. Hindi siya parang porket 2 to 3 years worth or 5 years worth of cards lang yan.
Yeah.
You're seeing the same things. So, with that said, hopefully you guys are hooked and at least maybe curious. You know, in the least curious, kayo, like what standard looks like. Come on in, come on down. Arvin and the rest of Playcafe will get to building these these in-store decks, you could call it.
I'm sort of inclined to thinking of building the mono red and the Is It actually.
Yeah. So if you ever come in and you're like, can I try that Pokemon we play? We can just show you. And again, who knows? It might awaken something in you.
Yeah.
That's like, this is paper standard. This is paper 60 card.
Yeah.
It's different, and I miss it.
Yeah.
Now I want it. I want it.
Yeah.
Arvin, please build it.
We'll build it. We'll build it.
Thank you.
Let's start doing that.
All right. So again, we're inviting you guys to join us for standard showdowns every Saturdays, 4 p.m. if we can get a pod going. But this weekend, very specifically, we are doing store champs. So wala mo ng standard showdown. Instead, we're doing store champs. May 18. What time does it start?
I think 4 p.m.
Okay, 4 p.m. Be here 4 p.m. Bring your standard deck with sideboard.
With sideboard.
Best of 3.
Yeah, best.
Alam nyo na yun. Again, you know the lowdown of what this is like. Maybe by then you've built or nakahiram kayo ng deck somewhere. Prizes on the line here. And hopefully we get a standard community going.
Yeah. Hope so.
Nakakamiss.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see you guys here at Play Cafe. Any last messages for our would-be standard grinders?
Yeah, feel free to come over. We have this GC. Feel free to join. We're going to invite more and more standard players. Let's interact. Let's try to play test, and learn from each other, and of course enjoy.
All right. Once again, he's Arvin. I'm Leo. Thank you for watching and listening to the games we play. This has been brought to you by Playcafe. Kita kits across the table. Peace.
Thank you.